Most people spend their lives trying to blend in, not because they want to, but because standing apart feels dangerous. Becoming the exception begins the moment you accept that comfort has been quietly training you to stay average. The world rewards familiarity and punishes deviation, at least at first. That is why the exception always feels lonely before it feels powerful. You stop moving at the pace of the crowd. You stop borrowing goals from people who do not live the life you want. You accept that your path will look strange to those who measure success by consensus. This decision is not dramatic, it is internal. It is the silent agreement you make with yourself to stop shrinking your potential to fit into environments built for smaller ambitions. You stop asking whether something is normal and start asking whether it is necessary. Every day becomes an act of separation, not from people, but from patterns that no longer serve you. The exception is not reckless. He is deliberate. He understands that growth demands friction, and that ease rarely produces anything memorable. You begin to respect difficulty because it filters out those who are not serious. Over time, this choice changes how you stand, how you speak, how you decide. You are no longer waiting to see what others will do. You move first. You accept responsibility without guarantees. That willingness to carry uncertainty is what places you outside the average. The exception is not defined by talent alone. He is defined by his tolerance for discomfort and his refusal to negotiate with weakness once he sees it clearly. Becoming the exception requires a brutal honesty with yourself that most people avoid. You stop pretending that your distractions are harmless. You stop calling avoidance rest. You stop romanticizing potential instead of demanding output. This is not self-punishment, it is self-respect. You treat your time like a finite resource because it is. Every hour wasted is an hour that never returns stronger. You begin building days that reflect who you want to become, not who you were trained to be. The exception does not wait for motivation to arrive. He builds systems that operate regardless of mood. He understands that discipline is simply self-trust in action. When you do what you said you would do, even when it is inconvenient, your identity starts to harden. You become predictable to yourself in the best way. This predictability creates confidence. You know you can rely on your own word. That changes everything. You stop bargaining with excuses. You stop lowering standards to avoid effort. Instead, you raise your capacity to meet them. Over time, this creates a quiet intensity. You are no longer rushing, you are prepared. The exception does not seek attention. He attracts it by being consistently ahead of where he used to be. While others chase quick wins, you build endurance. While others seek comfort, you build tolerance. This gap widens daily, not through talent, but through consistency. The exception understands something most never do. Energy follows responsibility. When you carry more weight, your body and mind adapt. When others depend on you, you become sharper. You become present. Responsibility gives your actions meaning beyond self-interest. This is why avoidance drains people and purpose strengthens them. You stop looking for motivation in feelings and start finding it in obligation. You show up because it matters. You train because it matters. You focus because it matters. This sense of duty steadies you. It gives you direction when emotions fluctuate. The exception is not emotionally numb. He is emotionally governed. He does not allow passing moods to dictate long-term outcomes. He feels doubt and acts anyway. He feels fatigue and continues with control. Over time, this creates authority. People sense it. They trust it. You become someone others rely on because you do not collapse under pressure. Pressure organizes you. It sharpens your thinking. It slows your reactions. This is not an accident. It is the result of repeated exposure to discomfort handled correctly. The exception seeks out controlled difficulty because he knows it builds capacity. He does not need chaos, he needs challenge. That distinction matters. Chaos destroys. Challenge refines. You choose refinement. To become the exception, you must accept that not everyone will understand your decisions. Some will misinterpret your discipline as obsession. Some will see your boundaries as distance. Let them. The exception does not manage perceptions. He manages alignment. You stop explaining your choices to people who benefit from your confusion. You learn that clarity invites resistance from those who prefer ambiguity. Your silence becomes a filter. Your consistency becomes a mirror. Those who cannot meet you where you stand will drift away. This is not loss. It is space being cleared. Space allows focus. Focus allows momentum. Momentum allows transformation. The exception does not chase relationships at the expense of direction. He builds direction that attracts the right relationships naturally.